It is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
That's a head scratcher, no other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Settles in over the putt. Didn't go your way. It happens in golf, so just pick up and move on. Frank, from this vantage point here at the 12th, you can see why the old course, St. Andrews, are so iconic in the sport.
Yeah, this is a fun hole as we start to sort of head back to the village of St. Andrews. Hole's called Heathery. There's a big crop of heather on the left, and there's 4 little pot bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway, so you've really got to be cognizant of those. But good time to take the head cover off if you're a long hitter, and then you've only got to worry about that one pot bunker just short of the green. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. That's as bad a shot as I've seen for a long while. That's a tough lie to come out of. Not surprising it's come up short.
Well short right there, but still in the game for a par. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but they went right in the middle.
These putts keep the round together. Just a couple of feet. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The two bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
That is going just a tad to the left, it appears.
Hopefully there's enough green that left side.
Safely aboard. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Might be. Could be.
Normally you'd be happy to take two from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That is a solid par putt right there. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Frank, this one is veering far to the left.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Well, Frank, you hate to miss the green on a par 5 with your third shot.
Well, they say par 5s are the easiest holes to birdie, but the hardest holes to make 4. Making a 6, though, well, that certainly sets yourself backwards. So tough up and down.
In there about 14 feet from the hole. Good shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
This would give her the bogey. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Yeah, about 145 yards left here. Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
And setting up here in the rough. Well, that's why on this golf course, Frank, there is a premium on hitting fairways.
You're exactly right. Might be also protecting against a flight, but that did anything other than flight.
Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through the putt.
And getting ready for the putt.
Inexcusable.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This putt for par. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady.
That's plain not fair.
Oh, boy, this game is cruel, Frank. You get on a roll and then smack. Hits you right in the face and knocks you down. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Locked in on the read and the speed. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle. Pretty good putt, Frank. Just didn't quite read it correctly. Yeah, would have certainly liked that to go in. Really. This is an awkward length.
Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, so many famous landmarks on this hole. The hotel on the right, you want to avoid that. The bunker on the left, and then the stone wall beyond the road.
Yeah, there's all those features is one of the reasons why no one would be allowed to design a hole like this today. it also makes it not only unique, but I think that's the greatness of the hole, is that all those problems you're very aware of. It's just, can you avoid them?
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. Whoops, Rich, this is way offline.
Oh, yeah. Get down. Just need to settle down, relax on this next shot after going out of bounds.
The amount of times somebody splits the fairway after hitting one out of bounds is astronomical.
This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Settles in over the putt. Then a rocky round. He has this putt for birdie. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, no ordinary finishing hole, is it?
The 18th is named Tom Morris, one of the greats of the game many a year ago. And of course, every great player has walked across Swilcan Bridge. You'll get the opportunity to do that after you hit that tee shot. If you're very long, you can drive this green, but avoid the Valley of Sin. Enjoy the walk all the way up golf's most famous finishing hole. Beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. We'll settle. This is the second shot at the par 4. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Looks like he just misread that. Good effort, just didn't drop. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Ooh, so close. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Frank, it really was vintage St. Andrews today in so many ways. Just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, the old course has so many great memories. Obviously, when it crowns the 2015 Open champion, it will add another great name to its already impressive roster. But for anybody to play this great golf course, it's a chance to be linked with the past and the future of the game.
Couldn't have said it better myself, pal. And with that, for my colleague Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports saying so long from the home of golf, St. Andrews. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. New course to most of the golfers on tour. This challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point.
Another great design from Brand Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you're going to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards will play even longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here.
Well, we're teed up and ready to go here at the par 4 first at Lighthouse Point. What a golf course.
It certainly is, Rich. Hopefully there's no perfect storm today, but what a way to start. Very, very sharp dogleg left par 4 to open up. Ideally, you'd like to hit it just to the corner of the dogleg, and that should leave about the easiest second shot you get here at the opening hole.
You don't want to miss it long and left, Frank, because if you do, you'll be over the cliffs. And not even the lighthouse is going to help you find that golf ball. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Second shot.
There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
And setting up here in the rough.
Rich, too much grass between ball and club face.
Paid a price with the tee ball landing in the rough. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. Tough break. Has this to save par. And so just getting started, even par so far. Just a little tap in here. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Now at the second here at Lighthouse Point, Frank, this is some tough par 3.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect shot to hit. It's such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. This one is way offline and headed towards those out-of-bounds stakes. Look out, that ball's OB, and that'll be a one-shot penalty. So playing the third shot right now after having gone OB.
Now this is way, way offline.
Yeah, this one is headed out of bounds. That's a bit offline in the rough. Not a good hole of golf here. It is that time to pick up and move on. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Solid play, heart of the green. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. In for par. Frank, I like the mix of holes as we start out here at Lighthouse Point. Tough par 4, then a par 3, and now a scoring opportunity with a par 5 at the third.
Scoring opportunity with a good drive. Very thin fairway here, Rich. This hole is built for accuracy, and players off the tee, they're going to have to try and hit this fairway. Long fairway bunker runs almost the entire length of this hole, and it could act actually as a little helper, stop you going down by the cliff, because anything left, obviously, on that cliff line will go all the way down to the ocean.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Boy, this one has a chance to be really good. Oh, come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Not used to seeing that. Going to drop a shot at the third. Getting set now over the putt. Opportunity missed right there. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Boy, the train went off the tracks here on this hole. This is for double bogey. Been a rocky round. Clean this up with a tap. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Well, here at the par 4 fourth, 411 yards, Frank, this is the kind of hole where you want to pull out the cell phone and maybe take a few pictures because the views are absolutely amazing.
And you also see why this golf course is called the Cliffs, that's for sure. Great vistas. This front nine completely lines the coast, so you're going to need to keep it fairly straight on this golf course. This hole in particular, though, the fairway is actually rather generous, so you do get a little bit of reprieve off the tee, and you really want to hit the fairway because that green is very tiny, Rich. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. It might be a tough shot coming up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, that's why on this golf course, Frank, there is a premium on hitting fairways.
You're exactly right. Might be also protecting against a fly, but that did anything other than fly.
That one was running so hot. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Wouldn't call it a great approach shot, but it still ends up in the fringe.
A little bit of magic from here. Yeah, hole's not over. Not a problem there, Rich.
And it is in.
Amazing. Amazing.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Now the fifth hole, par 4, 481 yards.
Find the fairway, and it's a fairly generous one, and you should have a shot where you want a nice lofted one over that front bunker to land softly on the green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. The shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. Still from 141 yards out, it's a green light special. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Frank, a little chip shot here from the fringe. Now, a lot of options. I've seen some players hit 6-iron. Others will shut down like a sand wedge.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought. Some people just try and perfect like one club. But really, the best chippers chip with a variety of clubs. Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards. Okay, 160 yards left to the flag. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out to the golf course and decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. You decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here. This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Second shot.
In red figures at 1 under par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Frank, this is where you want to step away from the controller for just a second.
Yeah, good. Mr. Good just met Mr. Bad.
Now to the 7th hole here at Lighthouse Point. Frank, we all love the shorter par 4s.
There's so many decisions to be made here at 7. If you look at the scorecard, it's not very long, but when you start to flash your driver down that right side, you'll notice that fairway gets very narrow. So the decision is really that's the prudent play or not. From there, it's just a short iron in, and you should be looking at birdie.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Second shot coming out of the rough here. And getting ready for the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Yeah, it's that sneaky distance.
Well, that's a tough break with that miss. For birdie. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Did the job right there. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It's only 165 yards, Frank. Good swing, good shot yet again.
That's an outstanding shot right there.
And it sets up a really good look at birdie. That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Settles in over the putt. Makes the putt and moving in the right direction. 2 under par. Blemish on the scorecard, a bogey. Now to the par 5 ninth. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So if you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult three-shotter than what you were anticipating.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Need a good, clean strike here from 180 yards away. Second shot. Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction. Oh, that's off the beaten track. You got 5 minutes to find it.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. And setting up here in the rough. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. He'd settle for par here. Just 5 feet left. Well, you have to like that. 4 under. Could use this. Putt for par. Been a rocky round. Frank, the nice thing about golf is we have that little break in between nines. And if it's not going well, and that's the case right here, player has a chance to turn it around.
Yeah, this is where you have to dig into your memory bank. Obviously what you've done wasn't working, so you know what not to do. He needs a sort of miracle putt.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Looks like he just misread that. Getting set now over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle. Really. This is an awkward length.
Well, that's how you keep a round going. Make putts just like that. Just a couple of feet. Takes care of business. 5 under par. Standing over the ball here at the par 5 11th. Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Second from an excellent lie.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Safely aboard. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
So a tester from 4 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Back here now at the 12th hole, par 4, 439 yards, Frank, to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left or right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways, littered with bunkers. Not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt.
great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green. Sit down, grow some teeth. Look out.
It's gone.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
These putts keep the round together. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards, par 5. It might be a par 6 or a 7.
Well, I think a few people will make 6 or 7 here. You're right. This is a rarity in golf, 700 yards. So forget about any thought of even getting close to this par 5 and 2. Plus, just to add insult to injury, the 2 bunkers off the tee are perfectly placed. They're about 298 yards, smack bang in the middle of that. I doubt you can get past those, but you need a good drive, really, to try and leave yourself a short third shot. Oh, I liked that.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be.
That's as bad a shot as I've seen for a long while.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. And she's in the first cut. Not terrible, but may take a little work to recover. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Oh, what a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here.
That's a tough lie to come out of. Not surprising it's come up short.
Well short right there, but still in the game for a par. In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Frank, a little chip shot here from the fringe. Now, a lot of options. I've seen some players hit 6-iron, others will shut down like a sand wedge.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought. Some people just try and perfect like one club, but really the best chippers chip with a variety of clubs.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Been a rocky round. Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine at Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards. I like the looks of this one. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Lay down. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
Man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. You can see the look of disgust, and it's justifiable. It's a double bogey. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 380. Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No, no chance.
Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Chance to get it close here. Frank, you always start out thinking about going low, but you know in this game you can end up feeling low. What do you tell a player who's had an off day?
Well, this is as much about managing your misses as celebrating your great shots. If you look at the best players in the world, they know how to play bad better than anybody. I mean, there's skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Has this now for bogey. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Everything has gone wrong today. It just continues to be ugly.
A cursory look at the scorecard, Rich, and well, it looks hard at 240 yards, but that elevation is going to chew off quite a bit of yardage off the scorecard. Really, it's a good chance for a birdie on this closing stretch. V-shaped green, as long as you're on the right section of the green, could have a chance for birdie. See that bit where they mow? That's fairway. Try and get it in there.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Another good swing. Another good approach shot.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
So just a formality here. Good effort and good par putt. Now at the 17th, and Frank a chance to make a birdie. Who knows, with a couple of huge pokes, you could make Eagle 3. This is a pretty stout hole at a little bit more than 600 yards.
It is, especially if that breeze comes off the water into your face. But normally you're protected here because the hills on the left will block that breeze. Bunkers all the way down the right side, you can see that. But yeah, you're right, two big hits, and you might just reach this par 5 and 2. Birdie, perhaps even eagle on a good day.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Headed for the bunker?
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, off, off. Rough.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Frank, really no problem. High-level players don't mind a fairway bunker.
Yeah, good clean lie. Just a nice swing there. Guaranteed the clean contact. Lip shouldn't be a problem. Still fly that ball all the way to the green.
This is a cross-country special. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Settles in over the putt. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. This is an eagle putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, as we arrive here at 18, I'm thinking about what we so often hear up here in New England. You can't get there from here, or can you at this par 4 finishing hole? Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Now playing the second here at the par 4. Birdie chance here on this very long putt. Tough break. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, he's done it. That's an eagle right there. Tremendous effort. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Not going very well for her at this point. This is for bogey. Then a rocky round. So it just didn't go her way today. Had some opportunities, balky putter, few missed fairways here and there, and you add it all up, and not quite what she had hoped for. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
First and
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo, here in the state of Washington, getting ready for a wonderful day of golf. Chambers Bay, the site of the action. And Frank, what can you tell us about this course?
Well, if you're not looking at the golf course today, you can certainly look at the scenery, which is fantastic today. The water is just glistening. Those Olympic mountains are just standing out there in the background. But once your mind drifts back to the golf course, you're going to have your game today. Firm and fast, going to play like a true links.
Is the wind a factor?
It is. You get some of those cross breeze holes, then all of a sudden, you really better know exactly how you're striking the ball.
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back nine. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
We've got a big golf course in front of us today. Robert Trent Jones II designed this golf course really to fit in with these marvelous surroundings. But consequently, we have like what I would call almost an inland links. It's going to play like that. Ideally, you'd like to play this golf course through the air, but it's very exposed to the elements.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up, it's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. All right, Frank, what's the best way to approach the 10th?
Well, this is probably the flattest green on the golf course, Rich, and really, if you miss this green, you've made a mistake. There's no two ways about it. It's probably the most predictable second shot you're going to have on the golf course.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Just a couple of feet. Good putt. And now one under par. Lining this one up for par.
Even par, currently.
Just a shade over par, +1. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, what are the defining characteristics of a links golf course?
I think you're looking for sandy soil first and foremost, because a lot of it is by the coastline. Well, actually, most links courses are by the coastline, and it's normally wasteland. It wasn't used for anything else, and that's why you have these wonderful dunes in front of you and bunkers that are just cut out of the ground. You dig a hole and you've got yourself a natural bunker. That's how St Andrews was built. Many of the great golf courses on the coastline in Great Britain, and Chambers Bay is the American equivalent. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
The 11th hole. Frank, what's ahead here?
This is another green that's sort of sloped. There's a lot of little slopes in this green here, plus the green angles from right to left. So it just depends on whether that second shot that lands. You've got to be well aware of what you're landing on. If you're landing on a downslope, it's going to kick forward. Obviously, an upslope, it's going to stop that much quicker.
Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. You have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
Just broke away at the last second. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's 1 under on the day. So they'll tap in. So 2 over par for the round. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, if you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green, you might just putt for an eagle. Safely on deck.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Getting set now over the putt. How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. Let's crawl that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
These putts keep the round together. That's a par. Stays at +2. This putt for par. Did the job right there. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, quite a bit to consider here at the 13th.
Yeah, there's little knobs on the left and the right side of this green, so that bunker you can see, at first it looks like you've got to avoid it. Well, you've really just got to carry it.
Moving a little left of the flagstick, Frank. Well, she just played a wonderful shot from back there. Second shot, good look at the green. Makes it and moves to 1 over. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. That's 2 under par, going well. Frank, now to the 14th hole, and this is the 5th consecutive par 4 here at Chambers Bay, and by this point the players will know whether they're on their game or off their game.
At 546 yards, this hole can be shortened considerably if you choose to take a brave line down the left side. You can chew off as much as 70 or 80 yards. But once again here, because the hole bends to the left, you've really got to know which direction that wind is coming from.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, this the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This is a 9-footer. man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. He needs this for par. Has his par. In for bogey, now sitting at 2 over for the round. At last, Frank, a break from those long par 4s. We just played 5 par 4s in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree, one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15, it's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, then go straight at it.
This is a good-looking shot. Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
It's not all bad.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Setting up for an approach shot here. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Almost. Wow. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Just 5 feet left. Has it, and he's 2 under par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. So just a formality here. Frank, this is where you want to step away from the controller for just a second.
Yeah, good. Mr. Good just met Mr. Bad.
Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is a pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing you get in the fairway first. You're not going to have an overly long second shot here. But once again, this is a precision hole, a little bit like 15. This is a tabletop green, so you're going to have to be right on the money with that second shot.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. But this one has a chance to be really good.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat. Very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
This is a 22-foot putt. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Shouldn't be a problem here. All right, hanging in. That's a par and 4 over. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it, send it. Listen, Muttonhead. Lay off the button, okay? Lay off the button. That little green thing down the hole, that's where you're meant to be going, okay?
You never pulled the wrong club in your entire career.
No, my caddy did.
Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. Oh, what an incredible shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. that one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Now a 7-footer. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. I don't know if that was a misread or what, Frank, but that one hurts.
Yeah, she's certainly going to have to pick up her socks after that.
Good work right there, now to 6 under. Just the tap in to finish the hole. That's messy. That's a double bogey. She will not be too happy with this performance. Had high hopes to start, but it got away early and never really put the train back on the track.